Hey, hey, Dripping Springs. It is Weekly Drip Season 4, Episode 30, and I am your host, your homegirl, Ashley Tullis. Typically on screen with me is your clean girl, Miss Amber Pierce, but today she is in day 2 of Leadership Dripping Springs, so I'm flying solo. I chuckle a little bit because not that long ago I had her fly solo on my behalf, and here I am kind of taking a dose of my own medicine out on the internet all by myself. Want to report on what I've been up to, what I like to do around Dripping Springs, and would love to hear from any of you. So last weekend, our family took in the third annual Lonely Star Roundup. If you noticed, a lot of noisy cars at the intersection of Ranch Road 12 and Fitzhugh in the lawn at Moxie. That's what was going on. It's been really fun to see how this event has grown and how inclusive and welcoming it is. My gosh, was it hot out there? I think I lost 5 pounds just sweating in the shade. So kind of a win-win, I guess. I would say I would think 300 cars ish. I don't know. Anybody who is there could definitely report in, which leads me to announce coming up this weekend is I think it's the 6th annual. Yes, it is the 6th annual Luke and Rod Custom Car and Truck Show. That's out in Lukenbach. So I guess the Lonely Star Roundup might kick off fall car show season, if only it was less than 100 degrees outside. So that one is going to be pre-1987 only, but that's a pretty wide range. You can go to lukeandrod.com to register. So if you're looking to get out and cruise around town, that's a great way to do it. Also, this weekend is a show at a venue I've been really wanting to go to at Stone Valley. It's Stony LaRue with a couple of guests. That is located just past the Henley Boyle Shack on the left. There's a cutout of Texas, and that's the entrance to Stone Valley. I've wanted to check out that venue, but I haven't made it just yet. I did finally get to go to Floor's Country Store in Helotes over the weekend. I'd never been to that venue before, and it just feels like a good Texas institution. Curious if Stone Valley is as cool as it is in Helotes, which would be much closer to us, right? Also, kind of on repeat, the league has a bougie brunch, and I'm super curious what makes a brunch bougie, or are they all bougie? Amber would normally weigh in here, but I'm having the conversation with myself. So I'm going to submit that they're all bougie. What say you? So that happens every Saturday and Sunday until 2 p.m. There are 10 bougie brunch menu favorites, $5 mimosas, and Bloody Marys. Because what is a brunch without a Bloody Mary? Honestly, what is an airplane flight without a Bloody Mary? Curious about that. They also do on Thursdays half price wine night, and they have a special. I think it's prime rib. No, it's a slow roasted whole ribeye with rosemary au jus, sauteed button mushrooms, and a horseradish sour cream. Say that 10 times fast. Dine-in, delivery, or pickup. Half off bottles of wine all day, every Thursday. So that's on rotation as well. And I would be remiss not to mention this weekend it's finally here. The Goat Couture Fashion Show is happening this weekend at Ranch Park. They're going to have food trucks. Flight Ice Creams is going to be there. I'm so excited to see what special concoction they've whipped up for this event, and very fashionable goats. All proceeds go to benefit our local FFA. So it is sure to be a good time out at Ranch Park this weekend. Tonight is trivia at Hudson's on Mercer. man, this flies by when I don't have anybody to talk to, you guys. So that happens every Wednesday night, trivia at Hudson's. There's a lot of places that have trivia around town. I know Amber and I have talked about that before. So if you're feeling a little competitive, you can find some competition around. And I wanted to also bring up, so my dear friend Angelica, owner of Vita Maya, she is doing a school supply drive. So she supports 2 Mayan schools in rural Guatemala. And for the next week until next Tuesday, I'm collecting school supplies at my office, which is located just behind McDonald's. We're looking for crayons, notebooks, pens, pencils, colored pencils, things like that as well. And yeah, that school supply drive is going on until next Tuesday. Feel free to drop off at my office. I'm located just behind McDonald's, and the bin is right by the front door. So during normal business hours, we welcome your donations. If you can't make it by, but you still want to donate, let me know. If you want to kick in $20, reach out. Would love to take your Venmo and go on over and go shopping for those school supplies. But if it's just stuff that your kiddos had from last year that they're not going to need for this year, that's totally okay too. So when you come in my office, you'll see a flyer that looks like this, but you can actually read it. It'll be the correct way when you come in. And again, that's going on through next Tuesday. Lauren wants to know when the next weekly Drip Book Club meetup is. So we meet the third Thursday of every month, roughly 6 to 8 p.m., depending on the operating hours of our venue. And the venue is going to change most every month. We'll probably pivot into going outside now and again when it's not 100 degrees out, which rumor has it next week, it's not going to be 100 degrees anymore. I think it's on like Tuesday that there's like highs in the 80s. And I'm going to look to my production team to fact check me on this, so I know I'm bringing the right info to everyone. Lows in the 60s, not Tuesday, on Wednesday. So surely by the next weekly Drip Book Club meetup, it'll be nice enough to go outside. Maybe rain? What? Did anybody get rain a week or so ago? That freak 15-minute shower? How glorious was that? Martin says that Torchy's Tacos has a brunch that's not bougie. All right, Martin, does that mean that all brunches aren't bougie? What's the difference between a bougie brunch and a non-bougie brunch? I don't know. They all have Bloody Marys though, right? They need that. And like carafes of mimosas. Can one brunch without mimosas? I say no. So that's what I have going on. What have you guys been up to around town? Who's doing the trivia? Karaoke. Who's doing karaoke? Game nights every now and again over at Summer Revival Wine Company. Brilliant idea. Who's out playing games? Want to know what you guys are up to? And if you're finding some outdoor fun, bonus points for that. My family has a little habit now and again of following Snowasis around town. You can find them at pop-ups in the farmers market, which is, I'm pointing this way because it's geographically located that direction. They show up at the farmers market every Wednesday, and you can find them a lot of times in Headwaters. So that's Snowasis on Instagram, and they're probably the closest to New Orleans snow cones that I've found in the area. They're delicious. So excited to see what new flavors they have concocted. I've saw a thing the other day that said to submit like your school, and they would craft a flavor around the school, which I thought was kind of interesting. Speaking of school, for my friends that have entered one of my giveaways, or they just know me in real life, we sent out our magnet mailers. So if you did not receive one of our magnet mailers, I'm going to get it over here so I can show you what it looks like. Let me know. I'd be happy to send one to you. And what is our magnet mailer? It is the 2023 Tigers football schedule. Again, on your fridge, it'll appear the correct way. So this week we have, I think we have a bye week this week. And then the 15th, we play Austin High. And then the 22nd, we play Bowie. Homecoming is coming up next month against Aikens. Do we always play Aikens for homecoming? I'm not sure. It's interesting times being in this 6A world. It feels very competitive up here. Our family attended the opener against Vandergrift, and although it ended in a loss, it was really a fun game to go to. Lots of spirit. Also, if you want to see any kids that might maybe practice more than our football team, I think it's our high school band. Those kids are there. It seems like morning, noon, and night, always rehearsing, always leveling up. I feel like they were semifinalists last year, like headed towards state for band competitions. Those kiddos work really hard. So go check them out at some point. Y'all, I've been yapping for 10, 11 minutes now. Thank you for hanging in there. It is Weekly Drip, Season 4, Episode 30. And next week, you'll have Amber back with us, and she can interact with you and I. Our family just kicked off the fantasy football draft. Do we have any fantasy footballers around? I came to win. You know, I'm married. I have a son who is in junior high, so they're both pretty competitive. So I made my little draft, and I went home, and my second pick was a suspended player. That's what the abbreviation SSPD means, and I didn't know that. Hopefully, he'll be off suspension and actually deliver some points. But I'm kind of toe stepping into the fantasy football state, so I covet any tips and tricks that you might have from seasoned players, because I'm not sure the people I'm competing with are going to help me win. Well, thanks for hanging out, everyone. Again, this is Weekly Drip, Season 4, Episode 30. I'm Ashley Tullis, your #1 real estate agent in Dripping Springs. Again, Amber Pierce is normally with us. We'll see y'all next week on Wednesday at 4 o'clock.